Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And your eyes do not fool you. It is the three amigos. How you guys doing? How you doing, Matt?
Wicked awesome. Super excited to be here. It's Thursday, which means one more day left in the week.
Dude, what are you talking about? It's Saturday. Oh, well, I forgot. Hey, Dion,
Not only is it not Saturday, but it's also not tenant appreciation day. So
Yes, you have a little bit of tenant sabotage, which maybe we'll talk about in a subsequent. Ay, caramba, it does
allegedly.
Happen. Allegedly. Anyways, Dion, how are you?
I'm doing great. We can talk about Matt's tenant issues if we figure out how to do a bleep button.
Yeah, exactly. I don't edit videos, so it's not going on my channel.
Yeah, I'll get banned in YouTube fastest ever.
Yeah, so
I am ready for round one, and for the next month or two, all of my days are Saturday too. I'm hanging out in Florida, gonna scuba until I get bored, and then head home.
Oh, that is so. You're in Florida right now.
I'm in my second VRBO. Was evicted from the first one in less than 24 hours. We can talk about that in another video if you want to.
I have no idea what you would do to get evicted. You strike me as such a upstanding citizen, but we'll get into that later. So guys, I want to talk about the biggest news of the day, the news of the week, the month, and that is rates are shooting higher. As you guys both know, I talked to multiple lenders. In fact, the interview I had before this with Convey Home Loans talking about rates shooting up 200 basis points. So we're just going to talk. Rates are going up. I think they're going up from here. All of us took a guess on what 2022 rates would be, and all three of us were wrong. Or at least duration. We all picked December, somewhere in the 5s. We are there now. Investor loans can now very often have a 6 on them. These rates went up fast. They went up much faster than any other time except one year in the 1980s. So it's pretty abnormal. So why don't we just talk about rates? What have they done for you? Have they stopped you from looking? What are you hearing? What's going on? We'll go to you first, Dion, because you were looking at a fourplex last time we spoke.
I was, and actually, I still stand by my dollar bet. I think rates are doing exactly what I thought they would. I thought we were going to raise rates super fast, like into the 8s quickly. People are going to realize.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say 8%?
8. I thought they were going to be really high. I mean, super high, like over double within 6 months, because I was predicting, and this is where I'm probably still wrong. By the end of 2022, people realized that inflation is not being caused by interest rates being low. It was caused by people having to be bribed back into the workforce, record wage inflation. So inflation is going to continue with increased rates. A whole bunch of people are going to be complaining about first-time buyers just can't afford to buy. It's above FHA. It's above conventional limits. So by the end of the year, I still predict rates would be dropped back down to about a 3.5 by the end of the year. I still stand by that. Probably going to lose my dollar.
Yeah, you will lose your dollars, no question, because the economy doesn't move that fast. But I like your passion, and I like your commitment, and I like the fact that you're going to honor the bet. But I will say this. Your ramp up call, because you're right, you did call of the three of us actually of all my experts. I want to give you that. You called for the fastest rise of everybody I spoke with, because I asked everybody about 2022. So kudos to you for that. By the way, inflation is not an interest rate thing. It is too much. It is a monetary and fiscal policy with too much money chasing too few goods. But we can have that discussion at a different time. Matt, what are your thoughts about rates going up? It's stopping you?
Nope. It's not stopping me.
Slowing you down?
Slowing me down. I mean, aside from having to update my calculator, no.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an input variable.
Yeah, I mean, really, so I had a deal that I really liked at 4.5. I sort of liked it at 5.25. Didn't really like it at 6.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, no, I don't think so. And so I ended up not doing it. And then I got another deal put in front of me. But I think this one, even at 6, it's still well into the double digits, 18, 19%. It breaks me. I'd have to buy it for a little bit less just to keep my string of 20s going. But yeah, it's not, I think the only thing that I've slowed down on is stuff that I can't get 30-year fixed rate debt on.
Yes, definitely.
I slowed down on that stuff because I was offered a 16 unit. Love the unit, love the building. The price is fine. but it makes no sense 30-year fixed rate debt or 40-year fixed rate debt.
Yeah.
It makes no sense at those numbers. I mean, the cap rate's like 5.25%, and I'm like, nah, not interested.
Yeah. So Dion, back to your fourplex. I forgot to get the update. Where do we stand on that?
So what's going on with the fourplex actually has me excited.
Oh,
You asked, is it slowing you down? The reason I'm excited is for the past 6 months to a year, deals are on the market and off the market before we can analyze or make an offer. Even somebody who makes an offer in less than an hour usually.
Yeah.
And my agents and my lenders know if I don't respond to Dion within 30 minutes, he's going to go with somebody else. So, I mean, that's how fast I'm doing it. I'm excited because now properties are going to start sitting like the fourplex, which is still listed. They haven't sold. They're not a motivated seller, so they're not going to drop the price. But I've had 3 weeks plus to look at a property that hasn't happened in 2 years.
yeah. I'm
So-
telling. Yeah. So this is exactly what I called for. This is like it. It's going to happen for everybody in LA or Denver or Miami. I understand your market is not here yet. It will get there. It's just not there yet. But yeah, what we're going to find out very quickly is people still want to list their homes to sell. It's a natural thing. Most people, like your fourplex example, will pick a number that maybe it would have sold for last year. Like, as I remember this story, this property was listed at 1.3 and you thought, 1.3 last year probably goes. Well, rates are up, means the return needs to be higher for it to make sense. You did the math and wanted 1.1. Now we're in a staring contest. This is going to happen across the country.
Yeah.
This is why I'm telling you transactions are going to fall 25 and ultimately 50%. Because with a staring contest, this property will sit. Most people sign a 180-day or 3-month listing agreement. This seller could be situation one. Hey, if it sells at 1.3, great. If it doesn't, we'll just keep it. It cash flows just fine. No big deal. Or they'll list it at 1.3. It goes 90 days. They'll fire the agent. They'll get another one. The new agent will say, you know what? We got to be more reasonable. Maybe 1.15 or 1.2. They'll try again. We'll see what happens. Or they're going to get at some point at 4 weeks or 6 weeks and realize that Dion is the only offer. And, oh, by the way, they've already mentally spent the money. I promise you, sellers, when they list, have already mentally spent the money. And they're going to say, honey, I don't know. Do you want to really go live in Australia for a year? Well, if so, this is the only offer we have. We should go see if he'll take 1.1. That's what's going to happen across the country. And in a staring contest, sometimes they don't blink. And that seller at 1.3 will just take it off. They'll hold it for years to come. I did this personally years ago. I was trying to sell a 10-unit building, which I had huge gain in because I wanted to get rid of it. It was a problem. I picked a number that I'd be comfortable with. I never got it. I kept it. I still own it today. I just spent time turning it around. So this is why I think transactions really, really crash. So what do you think, Dion?
Well, especially when sellers start to hear, these are the current offers you're getting that aren't enough to sell your property. And in a month, when rates go up 0.5 point, those offers are all going to go away or get reduced.
Yeah, get reduced. Yeah, because that's the beauty of what's coming. And this is why I'm so excited for One Rental at a Time fans. Everybody who's one rental at a time, you have a number that works. If you've done my program, you know what's average. You'll just change the number to make sure it's still great. So in Dion's case, I think last time he said he'll offered 1.1, he'll go up to 1.11. Well, rates are up now. Maybe now he has to offer 1.08 or whatever. It's a input variable. Rates do not change my excitement. Rates push out homeowners and they bring in investors. And I'm excited because it'll be 10 times easier to find motivated sellers. It won't be easy, but it'll be 10 times easier. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're seeing. I mean, in my market, we're definitely starting to see an uptick. The problem is they're still coming on and getting off the market pretty quick. Mostly there's the ones where you just look at the number and you're just like,
what? Yeah,
no,
never.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just kind of interesting to watch the market, but it's been more fun watching the market the last 2 weeks than it has the last 6 months.
Tell me why.
It's more inventory.
Yeah.
More inventory. The stuff hasn't started sitting yet, but it's at least seeing more. More people are still, but it's still, the crazy thing is we're still not seeing this massive spring bump.
Yeah.
We're not,
Well,
which
again,
means it plays into what we've talked about, which you've coined the phrase supply destruction. That's absolutely 1000% exactly what's happening. And that is what is very interesting to me, is that it's not nearly the bounce that we normally see.
Yeah.
It's a much smaller bounce as far as number of properties coming out. The ones that are coming out, some are still astronomically priced. Many are still selling same first weekend, multiple offer.
Yeah.
And so, all due respect to some of the other experts on the channel and other channels, it's not slowed anything. It's not really slowed down. And we have rates in the 5s and 6s. And in some cases, watching, 3 amigos of FI and one rental at a time, 7% rates. And I saw 2 people on there that posted 8 something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
this is going to be very interesting, because I believe, and actually we're going to make that video number 2. We did not plan for this. We're going to look at my supply destruction spreadsheet across all my experts. We're going to do that in video number 2, because people keep saying rates going up 2% means 20% purchasing power, which mathematically is correct. But if nobody lists, it doesn't matter. If normal supply is 100 and demand is 200, prices go up. If supply is 60, but demand is 120, prices go up. It's if no supply, it still goes up. So
I think the biggest difference of what I'm seeing is I am more concerned for developers that started a spec level development in the last 4 to 6 months. Those guys I'm a little bit worried for, because their debt, they have their line of credit debt, which adjusts daily.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Daily.
Yeah.
Then they have their infrastructure piece for the road and all that stuff that they put in, also adjusts daily. So when somebody asked the question, I said, yeah, if you're a developer and you're 8 houses in on a 10-house development and you're on the last 2, you're good, because those are your profit and you'll still be okay. If you're 2 houses into a 10-house development, I'd be nervous. Very nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the Fed is in a rate tightening cycle. Let's just play a crazy over under. Do we think we will see 7% 30-year owner occ, best credit, 20% down this year? Dion, what do you think?
I do. I still call for, in the next couple of months, I think we'll see some big jumps that won't have the effect they're talking about. There will be a lot of, I don't want to say panic, but a lot of complaining. And I still predict by the end of the year, they bring it back down. You said it earlier. Most of us weren't expecting it to jump up so fast. Most investors.
Yeah.
So most investors wouldn't expect it to drop down as fast. So
that's
the benefit you have is decades of knowledge. I'm new to even looking at interest rates, because I was just looking at yield for years. Literally, it was one of your videos that made me realize rates were coming down, so more expensive properties made sense.
Nice.
So I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to stand by it.
No, I love conviction, and I'm going to love taking your dollar and putting it on a picture frame behind me somewhere. Matt, 7%. Yeah, blow it up. This is Dion's money. 7% 30-year fixed owner occ this year. Yes or no?
No.
7%. I mean, that's
7. No.
6.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Guaranteed. 6 is guaranteed, because I think what ends up happening is, I think that when you and I talked about real demand destruction, right?
Yes.
Demand destruction.
Yes.
I think at 7, demand destruction. Now you and I are still looking at deals, but people emotionally and mentally looking at a 7 on a mortgage rate when they were shopping last year and it was a 3.
Yeah.
You're going to be, I mean, literally, I would not want to be a mortgage broker for anything right now.
Yeah.
The calls that they have to have on a daily and weekly basis right now, it is not fun.
Not fun. All right, folks, let me know in the comments below. 7% this year, yes or no? Leave comments below. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.